Hi, I'm Crystal Crawford, and what follows in this video is a one-on-one session that I had with Sylvia Kusuma. I've got her full permission to use this, and I wanted to just share with you a few things. You know, what's possible when you are willing to look at things from a different point of view. And this whole session with her, and Sylvia and I have been friends, and we've, she's done quite a few sessions with me and been in lots of programs, and is an entrepreneur herself. And my favorite thing about this session was her willingness to really start looking at the struggle that she's continually in with business and with money and everything. And because we played together and had sessions together over a number of months and maybe even a year, she and I have built this relationship where I've gotten to be witness to a lot of her changes and a lot of what goes on in her business and in her world. And we all have these places in our life, kind of platforms that we typically go back to. For Sylvia, it's this platform of struggle. And so the last group call that we had in my business group, Momentum, I looked at that with her and I was like, so what do you love about struggling? And so this is a session that we just had, was a one-on-one session where she said she'd spent several days really looking at that. And what did she love about struggle? And so what follows is the conversation that came out of that, her willingness to really look at that, and the beauty that we ended up getting to. So I hope you enjoy this. Sylvia, thank you so much for the gift that you are, for your willingness to be vulnerable, for your willingness to keep choosing, and what else is possible for our lives and our business when we're really willing to acknowledge what we've decided is a weakness and let it shift into total beauty, total space, and total possibility for more. Enjoy. How are you? How are things? How are you since the call?
And then the next day, I actually had the meeting with you. I was like, this is no. I'm just trying to get my bars wrong before I talk to you. No, really, not really. But there was nobody available, so I did myself. I gave myself some bars and asked for my support team to do that. So it was very intense. Yeah. And yeah, so oh wow, I can perceive that again. So well, yeah, about that struggling, I've been playing since when was the call? Monday? No, Thursday?
Gosh, I don't even
No.
remember.
Okay, anyway, couple of days. Uh, I've been like playing with the struggling, and because when you ask me that question, there I sense some lightness. It's not very light, but there's some lightness. I was like, okay, maybe there is something in that, so I'm going to look at it. So I did a lot of clearings, also the commitments, bounds, spells, etc.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at it also like if it's mine or someone else. And I get a lot of also someone else. I get also like my mom
Yeah.
and also the culture. When you're struggling, then it's good, and especially when you see like entrepreneurs when they telling their story, it's a lot of from the struggleness.
Yes.
So I was like, oh my God, how much have I taken that, about that point of view, and then created from that situation? I was like, oh, that's a lot. And yeah, and then I was like, okay, just play that I like it, that I'm choosing it, and that's it. From now on, I'm just only struggling, and that was fun for only short while.
Yeah.
And then okay, and then what else? And then what else? And then like, I've been struggling a lot of my life,
Yeah,
and actually I'm done. I want to have another kind of story.
yeah,
I really want to have another kind of story. And I get the meeting with other people, the business hours or whatever, or you want
yeah,
to call that.
yeah.
I get that part of you like, okay, here she again, talking about ask a question, and it's same topic again.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting bored. I'm not sure if you really meant that, but for me, I was like, I'm getting bored too, hearing the same story. I want to have another story of myself.
Yeah, well, and that's why I said it because it's like you can keep doing that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't actually have a point of view, but I'm just curious for you. It's like, is it time to actually ask and be something different, right? For
Yeah,
you, like, because
yeah,
and that's where I got to, like, when I told my story about, like, I was hearing myself say this doesn't work and this doesn't work and this doesn't work. I mean, it'd been like 3 weeks or more longer of that, and I was finally like, one morning I heard myself and I'm like, okay, this needs to change because, like, what would it take to have a reality I was actually enthused about was not something I'd really asked. I've
yeah,
just been dissatisfied and dissatisfied and it's like looking at everything that doesn't work instead of going, okay, well, what can I add that would work? Like, what is that? You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually there's two topics that I want to talk today. It's that about the struggling stuff, but it also about being visible,
Mhm.
and about the struggling part. It's like, yeah, I am playing struggling. I am choosing the struggling. It's not really cute choice, not really bright choice. I mean, it's all, and I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I'm done. And then I was like, okay, so what else then?
Yeah.
And it's like having amnesia, and then like woke up and waking up, and I was like, okay, so if I'm not struggling, what should I choose then?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know. And so my question to you is like, I'm probably so blind about choosing struggling every time. So what awareness or clarity can I have, like, okay, oh, this is not, or something like, oh, this is not choosing ease, this is choosing struggle. Okay, let's change that. I would
That's
like to
it.
have. That's
That's
it.
actually it. Like, I mean, it's kind of funny how simple it is, but it is now. You now have this awareness that you usually choose that. So it's
Yeah.
like, so every time you find yourself going there, going, oh, I'm doing it again. Okay, what else can I choose here?
Okay, just like every time,
It
just
really
checking.
is the awareness of the limitation that actually gives you the capacity to choose something else. So that the
Okay.
awareness around the struggling thing is huge. It's like
Yeah.
now you've owned it, you've acknowledged it, you've claimed it. You're like, yeah, I totally love that. And now what else is possible? Right?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's exactly the space to create from now. Now it's like, okay, well, now what can I choose? And it will feel a little blank in the beginning because you haven't
Yeah.
actually, you haven't actually invited that awareness in until now.
Yeah.
So it is going to be, and it is about just choosing from here. It's like, so to tie that in with your visibility question that you didn't ask yet, but I know we're going
Yeah.
there. It's like, how many ways of being visible could you choose? It's like, what if you invited yourself on a total choice party of like, well, I'm just going to go visible in as many ways as I possibly can. So what would that be like? How
Yeah.
many videos can I make? How many blogs can I post? How many people's stuff can I comment on? Like, how much pictures? Like, what are all the ways of being visible, and how much can you play with that in the next little while? Or what do you want to invite yourself to? You know?
Yeah. No, well, for me, it's like I want to ask you the question about the energetically being visible.
Yeah.
Um, about the doing part, I'm writing. It's a
Uh-huh.
lot in Dutch, and people like it. People comments on it,
Cool.
and I am going to be interviewed from a pod from
Cool.
someone, and I'm probably going to be on local radio,
Uh-huh.
and another radio I will be there, in within a couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
So and my logo has will going to be in 26 weeks, something half a year in the newspaper.
Uh-huh.
So about the doing parts, yeah, I'm just doing it.
Cool.
Um, just my yeah, what was my question? Yeah, about the energetically. I remember that you has always not always, sorry, you had also said like that you offered something and then you were hiding behind the big rock or big tree.
Yeah.
So I just wondering, well, what can I, well, if just being, yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Um, so when I look at what you're talking about, there's a few awarenesses that I get is
Yeah,
that
please.
um, what are the words? If there were words, what would they be? um, that there needs to be a willingness to be fully present with your creation. So it's like when you're creating, there's an intensity of presence that comes with like putting yourself out there and putting a creation out into the world, and just being willing to like not stand behind it, so to speak, but actually stand behind it. You know what I mean? And go,
Yeah.
yeah, this is it. This is my creation. This is what we're at. This is what we are offering. This is what we're being. Come and play if you want to, as opposed to like exactly what you said, putting it out there and then going to hide. One of the things that I've noticed with some of the things, because I'm creating stuff all the time, and some of it is like I move forward with it and I do that with it. And then
Hmm.
others of my creations, I do that. I put them out there and I hide. And so I've been looking at that and going, okay, so what's the difference? And so you might want to start to just look at that for yourself of like when you back something and you're like, yeah, this versus when you don't, what is the difference for you? Is it your awareness of the future coming out too soon? Can people actually receive it, or is it something else? And what would it take for you to, when you create something, like run with it all the way until you can't run with it anymore? It's because it really is having your own back of like, this is it. This is what we're doing. This is what we're creating. And like, who wants to come play with me?
Okay, okay. Yeah. Well, I remember a couple of times when I was posting in Facebook groups about the article I wrote that was published in local newspaper. I remember that I hit something and I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I called someone and she said like, "Well, what?" And I get an awareness that the people will it's something like it's about competition, and then I was like, and then I remember that I blocked, and then the she was a CF. She said to me like, okay, well, what about just say, okay, thank you, awareness, okay, competition, that's fine, pot and poke, and just post it there. And I did. I just posted, and I pot and poke everywhere, every time when I posted and I posted. And then the other time I get also like something a blog, but it's different. I was like, is this again about competition? I get, yeah, but it's also something else, and I get yes too. And then it was like that I was promoting that I will be on the show, but I wasn't on the show because my car didn't want to, and I couldn't took the public transport. I was very late, so I was like, oh, maybe that's the awareness then. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But somehow um just post it, and then maybe I'm gone, because I just realized later that I wasn't really visible. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but that, oh wait, that's what you meant about being present and run with it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as you're talking, what I'm getting is like it almost has to get to a point where it's like you're just bored with being stopped.
Yeah,
You're just bored with stopping
yeah,
yourself. It's
yeah,
like, okay, this is boring. So I am going to be present, invisible, and nothing's gonna stop me, no matter what I'm aware of,
yeah. Okay.
And and I mean that from the space of like when you're aware of competition or you're aware of this or you're aware, it's like who cares? And
Yeah,
right? It's like, and whatever, that's present. And so what? I'm aware of what this is going to create and I'm moving forward anyway. It's, if you look at like what I use Gary a lot as an example lately because I look at like what it must have been like when he was first starting Access. I
Yeah.
mean, like this shit is crazy. This is,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
not normal stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, if he had, and he's got a lot of awareness. So if he had
Yeah.
let his awareness of what people thought of Access or what people judged him about or all this shit that I'm sure was present as he was creating all of this, if he'd have let that stop him, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So it has to get to that point for you where it's like, okay, it doesn't matter what anybody else has going on. Like, this is what I'm creating. This is what I'm offering.
Yeah.
And that's a very different energy than like putting something out there and hoping people will choose it. Right?
Yeah, yeah, for me it's like wow, it's already big step that I'm putting out there.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead of just keeping it in my own website and not promoting my website.
That's
No,
awesome.
for me it's already like okay, just put it out there.
Cool.
Just like I let my words play with it, and then well, yeah, being invited, and just keep the words, the article, the words do the job,
Yeah.
and then I went to another project, another writing stuff.
Cool. Yeah. And so keep doing that. And what else can you choose? And what else can you choose? And what else can you choose? It's a constant, because choice creates the future that you're having, right? So you just keep choosing and just keep choosing and just keep creating and you just keep choosing.
Yeah,
If you want to be having some money, what can I create that would actually create some money right away?
yeah,
It's simple. It's just that.
yeah,
It's really simple.
yeah,
And it does. I mean, I remember in the beginning too, when I was first putting myself out there, it felt huge, so it does in the beginning. And then that gets easier. And then you just keep choosing and you just keep creating and it's just keep going, they just keep adding on to it. It's like, if you look at the pyramids in Egypt, like how were they, if they had stopped on the bottom layer because the bottom layer was the biggest and took the most, you know what I mean? Like we wouldn't have,
the
you just gotta get bored with stopping yourself and just
yeah,
keep choosing.
yeah,
So
and
what
just be
else?
present, right? Because doing, I know how to do. I know doing a lot of
Yeah,
stuff, but
yeah,
somehow I know that I'm checking out. I'm just like in Holland we have a saying about like a chicken without a head.
yes,
So
yeah,
that's why I was like, okay, I've done so many stuff, but nothing getting me somewhere there. But it's
yeah.
probably
And you're also, the other thing you got to stop yourself from doing as you move forward is like stop saying it hasn't done anything. You got to look at, okay, what have
yeah.
I created?
What have I created? Yeah,
What have I created with this? And look at the
yeah.
energy of that. Okay, cool. So what would it take to expand that 1,000 times bigger than it is now? Because
Okay.
this is what we tend to do. We go to I haven't created anything. I'm not doing it. I can't. I will, we go to the have nots, the doesn't works, as opposed to, okay, what have I created here? What
Yeah.
is possible? What else can I choose that would make this 1,000 times bigger, that would institute my empire today? Like, what is right about me? It's that energy of like, because that actually gets you acknowledging what you have created. So is it true that it hasn't created anything?
No, that's very heavy. That was very, very heavy. Yeah.
Right. And it's just something to
Yeah.
look at. It's like, how many times a day do you say that to yourself? And is it actually true?
No, it's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to start saying what's true. And
Okay.
that's what is so cool about acknowledgement, is that it's actually true that you've created something. Have you created a lot of cash in your hand in this 10 seconds? Not yet. That hasn't shown up. Could you
Yeah.
choose something different that would create that? Yes, you could. What would those things be? Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And also something bigger, not only small jobs.
Yes.
You
And
know.
this is where the questions of, the what is the 1,000-year future I'd like to create? And if this thing or if these creations were bigger, what would they be? What would I change? What would I choose? That's what started. I mean, a lot of these questions is what's gotten me creating more podcasts and blogging more. It's like, okay, if I were actually having $100 million business, I would be choosing different things right now.
Yes. Yes. Me
So
too.
it is only asking those questions that actually gives you the awareness of what you could be choosing that's different, right? So if your business was $100 million business, what would you change right now? What would you choose that's different? What would you create and institute that's different?
to be more out there.
Yeah,
Keep
immediately.
playing with that.
Yeah.
Please keep playing with that. Keep doing it. Keep playing with it.
Yeah, and I started to look at, $100 million business. That's a lot of people demanding me, right? Like that's because people are involved to win $100 million business. It's not just money, it's people, right? So it's like, what can I begin to contribute to the people that are dying to pay me for me, right?
Oh yeah.
What can I begin to contribute to their lives that would bring so much value to them? Like they would love tapping into me and love paying me. Like what can I contribute to them? Because if it wasn't about trying to get them to pay me for something, but it was about them just joyfully giving me money, what
Yeah.
would I change about what
Okay.
I'm creating?
Yeah. That I love that question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like from creating from the pain and the
Yeah.
problem, like what kind of solution are you giving for people? What kind of problems? I'm like, I don't like that game actually.
It's not fun for me either. And so I
No.
just don't play there. And so what I've been doing,
Yeah.
and you just got to look at what this is for you, is like,
Yeah.
then I just use the moments of my life or my aha, you've seen it. So, and then give people something that will be valuable in their lives, like, so what can you begin to create that would add value to people's lives, that would turn into something really different and contribute something really different to your life in terms of money and all of
Yeah.
that stuff, right? And this is also where it's like you got to get that what nobody else on the planet knows. Like nobody else has your point of view. Nobody else sees what you see. You are totally unique. So everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge that and be that, what you destroy and create all that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. There is nobody. There's no other you on the whole planet. That's your gift. That's what you have to contribute to us, is you.
Oh my God, thank you for saying that. And the moments that I was looking at, like, like, okay, I love struggling. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's because I'm keep choosing struggling, or like I better check out here. I have the moment like, okay, nobody will miss me. I'm single. I don't have kids, and the family. Well, okay,
Yeah,
like, why should I be here? And I was like, yeah, well, I don't know, but I'm still here.
yeah.
There is something that would love to be here. And that's why I'm checking it like, okay, will I be struggling? Like, no, I don't like struggling anymore.
So would it be easier if you were just your brilliant self all the time, just contributing who you are? If you didn't have to do anything different, but you could just be more of you all the time out loud, what could that create for you?
More happy.
Yeah.
More moments that I love to getting up out of bed.
Yeah. It's so much work to not be us.
Yes.
It's so much work to try to bend and staple ourselves into the shape we think other people will like. It's so much easier just to be our crazy, insane, right where we're at self, You don't have to
Yeah.
be anything else but that. You get to just be you. That's what we want.
Oh, didn't expect to cry. But I have some tissue here. So that's weird.
It's like you do.
Yeah.
That's what I've been asking myself, of like, if I were truly just being me, if
Yeah.
I weren't trying to be Blossom or Julia or Dane or Gary.
Yeah.
I was just being me, you know. If I weren't trying to make that I love intensity wrong, you know, if I weren't trying to be something else, what would I be? What would I choose?
Yeah.
You know, the latest video that I put out, I realized that I was trying to be what I thought Gary meant by peace and ease instead of just being me. And so I just was me. I was like, I was as intense as I love to be. And that video got, you know, tons of attention and likes and it contributed to people, you know, and so I don't have to be anything else but me. And you don't have to be anything else but you. And you don't have to be what you've decided perfect is. You get to just be right where you're at and contribute from right where you're at. Because truth, do you know more than, you know, 99% of the people on the planet? Do you have more tools maybe?
At the beginning was very light. You said, and then you said 90, more than 99 people on 99.9%.
Okay, well maybe you've got more tools
Like,
than maybe like, I don't know, maybe 10% of the planet.
no, that was heavy. I don't it's more. Yeah.
And it has like you get to, as you play with this, like you're gonna see like we get so insulated in our own little worlds, you know, in our own little internal worlds and our own little house, and we forget how awesome we are. So go get out in and amongst all the fucked up people and go get how awesome you are. That's what doing these videos has shown me a lot, and doing these sessions. Like, what could you create that would allow you to actually have free sessions with people so you get how awesome you are? Because until you get that, you won't share it with us. You are that awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can perceive that. It's time for me to acknowledge that and see that in me too.
Mm-hmm. And create from that space. Like, create from the space of like, okay, so what I have to say is valuable. What I have to give is valuable. So what do I want to give? Because what we do typically is we go into, well, what if it's not valuable? You can't create from that space, right?
Can they receive this? And it's just a time. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do that, then I'm not creating.
Right. You talk yourself right out of it. And this is what do I love about struggling again, right? So it's
so
like, it's
I get it. Like,
yeah.
Okay, that's a part that I'm going to stop. Like, oh, I choose struggling. Okay, stop. Okay,
Yeah. So,
now I get it. Yeah.
if what I have to say is valuable, if who I am is valuable, if what I know is valuable, what would I create? Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's so different space.
Very
That
different.
is so from different space. So
Yeah. And that's you having your own back. That's you acknowledging who you are, the value of you. And you are the only one that can be that for you.
and from that space, I don't need to look for words or inspiration. That's already coming and in.
You already be it.
Yeah, that would already be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, I loved it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So, what else is possible?
What else is possible?
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you. Thank you for just continuing to choose and continuing to be and continuing to go. Like, thank you for not leaving the planet.
Yeah.
That's because consciousness is not for pussies. It's like it takes a lot of balls to just keep going. I know that sometimes it can be really hard. It can feel hard. It can feel really intense. And so thank you. And just keep choosing. Keep choosing.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'll be looking for what you're creating.
Yeah, the writing is much fun for me right now, and yeah, so I'm doing that, and about making video is still popping in my head.
Yes, it's been popping in my head for you for the whole half an hour. So,
Oh,
yeah, I didn't want to say it, but
really?
what you had to say was valuable. What would you talk about? What would you want to give? Like, how many tools do you actually know that you could create you an empire?
Oh wow. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that's holy moly. That's wow. I'm speechless about that when you ask that question. It's like a wave of
Mhm.
possibilities and wow.
Yeah.
I love this. But this is recording, right? Okay, cool.
I didn't record most of these sessions, but this one I was like, for some reason, I'm like, nope, this one needs to be
Yes, yes.
recorded.
Yeah, because that question, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I I knew it that I could create an empire. I knew it. And despite what other people saying that you're a woman, you're from a poor place from Indonesia, you're blah blah, whatever. I'm just like, I know I could make it. And that's somewhere I kind of maybe not lost it, but a lot of pile of shit is over that idea.
Hmm.
And it seems like when you just ask that question to me, this is not the first time that you asked a question, but this is the first time that you asked it to me, and it's
Yeah.
like wow.
Yeah. So that.
Yeah.
And this is the coolest thing about, when I'm so getting about asking questions is that you literally can't have the awareness of that until you ask and you're really willing to receive it.
Yeah.
And so these are the questions you want to add so that you can have the awareness, not from a space of being wrong or needing to get out of a place, but like, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
what what is that? And what can I actually have and be and choose from that space?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Don't have any fun with that.
Not just a little bit.
No, you're not allowed.